Burnaby native and international music sensation Michael Buble is a huge hockey fan, as exemplified by his fandom of his hometown Canucks and his ownership stake in the Vancouver Giants of the WHL. And despite his worldwide stardom, he still hasn't forgot his hometown roots. I spoke with Michael in December 2022, following the press conference he emceed when the Giants announced they were hosting the 2023 CHL Top Prospects game. He was in town for a few days prior and was in attendance for a memorable teddy bear toss game for the Giants when they defeated the Kelowna Rockets in overtime on a goal by Brendan Pentecost. And I asked him about that night to get the conversation started.
You know what, man, it's always magic. And now as a dad, watching my kids and the fact that they know what it's all about is it's just so cool, man. It's so cool to be part of hockey at a grassroots level, and then to be a part of the community that you love so much, and to be a positive part and watch all of these people show up and know that it's going to benefit kids, you know, that need that help is that's what it's all about, man. And I told Ronnie yesterday, I said, you know, that I could bring my kids to every game, and I don't think there's any other sporting event, really, or any other thing that my kids love as much as come to the Giants games. I think it's just really built for families, and it really does just feel like it's such a special and unique experience, and probably because you can afford to go, but you know, you can bring your kids and not feel like you can't pay your car payment or your house payment. So it's a really cool place to be.
And you mentioned now being a parent, just how much more do you appreciate the benefit of an event like that, you know, with all those stuffed animals going to children at Christmas time and everything surrounding that with the teddy bear toss?
Well, it's so cool because there's more than just those teddy bears, right? I mean, there's so much money being raised and 50-50s and other things that are going to so many, like really, just places that, especially this time of year, are so needed. And, you know, my family's been through it, and we probably know as well, or better than anybody, how appreciated it is. And you know what? Listen, this is a really special time of year, and we always say the more you'll give, the more you'll have. And really cool, really proud of. I mean, I did a TikTok. I don't know if you saw it today, but I made a TikTok of that night, and I really hope to capture the essence of the experience. So, just so cool, man. So proud to be in part of this group.
So where can we find you on TikTok?
You can find Michael Buble doing stupid TikToks, except for the last one. The last one was good, but usually I'm just an idiot, having fun, laughing at myself.
All right, let's go through the game itself. First of all, there was the false alarm with the goal right at the end of the first period. Just how did you see that play out? Did you think it was a goal?
I knew it was not a goal. I watched the ref wave it off right away. I could tell the second that, I saw the light go on, so I knew that they had, you know, the time was gone. And it killed me because they actually made an announcement and said, stop throwing the teddy bears. And you could see a few people went, screw you. And just kept throwing they just kept throwing the teddy bears out there. And I looked at my wife and I said, babe, they're not going to stop. And she said, no, they're going to stop. And of course, 6 more people chucked their teddy bears. But what was really, for me, so cool and unique, and this is unique to this league and this level, is that those kids on the Giants didn't just skate away and go off to their dressing room. They all went onto the ice and started throwing the teddy bears back to the fans, and it becomes this really special and unique moment where, again, there's this great sense of connectivity and class, and you know, and really, you know what? Those are 15, 18-year-old kids. Talk about sophistication. Nobody told them. Coach Dick didn't say get out there and do it. That's just because they're who they are, you know. And you know what, man? It brings me back. I get goosebumps saying it. But I asked Ron one day. I said, you know, as the owner of the team, Ron, you know, I know it means a lot to you to win. I said, and so, you know, what are you willing to do? And he said, you know, Mike, obviously I want to win. He said, but the truth is our real win is being a big part of making society better. And that's taking these young men or women and giving them a great education and helping to support them so that when they're ready to go and do whatever it is they're going to do, whether that's the NHL or something else, that we know we've made this, you know, this world and community a better place. And I know it might sound kind of cringy to say it, but listen, man, life is short, and that's why I'm so proud to be part of this group, because that is the real intent, and that's what we're doing. And so that night, watching that goal got waved off and seeing those boys go out there, it fills me up, man. It just fills me up with pride because I go, look, that's what we're helping to build here.
And then the moment came in the opening minute of the second period, Dylan Anderson getting credit with the goal. Just how did you see that whole moment?
Andy Anderson. It was, dude, actually, it's funny. I had my phone on, and I knew. The second we got the power play, I pulled out my phone, and I said to my kids, watch this. They're gonna pop one here. And I caught it perfectly, and then completely went nuts. And it was genuine. And, man, I get goosebumps. And, you know, it's funny, I forgot that I didn't know they'd be playing my song, Christmas Baby Please Come Home. So that was even kind of cooler, that I was like, oh, this is so cool, you know? Take that, Mariah.
And before the game as well, you had a wonderful moment as well. You had a chance to go down into the room before the game and introduce the starting lineup. Yeah. And, I mean, you could just see the energy with the players. Just take me through that moment inside the room there.
Just an honor, man. A privilege always to be a small part of these guys' lives, and for them to be in mine is very cool. And I always wanted to be hands-on, whether that was, you know, being part of this ownership team with the Giants, or one day, you know, fulfilling the dream of being a part owner of an NHL team. I don't want to be a mascot. You know, I have no intention of ever being a mascot. I want to make sure that I can be a part of making sure that the environment is always healthy. And I think that as an entertainer and a singer, I think what I do is so similar to what a player does, to what an athlete does. It's a big part of it is in a mental game, and a big part of what you do isn't always on stage or on the ice. There's a lot that happens off the ice and off stage, and I think that if you can be a part of making sure that there's a healthy environment where you build up guys' confidence, that's a beautiful and a privileged place to be.
You touched on it there, and we've already seen Ryan Reynolds, another local Vancouver celebrity, talk about maybe his interest in the Ottawa Senators. How much interest do you have in possibly trying to dip your toes in the NHL ownership waters?
Well, like I said, if it's an organic move, I have a great interest. Like I said, I really know that I could be part of helping to make something better, to make an environment better. And listen, I'm not saying that I would, you know, I'm not there to coach or to GM but you know, even being part of this, like you see the other day, it's fun, man. It's fun being part of it and getting to, you know, once in a while invite the dudes to the house and just hang and to really make sure that when they leave, no matter what their experience is, that they can look back and say that was a really beautiful time of their lives. Because, like, life is short, man, and it's not all about winning and losing and scoring goals. You know, there's a lot to be said for making connections and sharing love and making something a great memory for yourself and for your life.
How much is being part of the ownership group of the Giants scratch that edge for NHL ownership then?
Oh, in a big way. I have never been desperate. I have never pushed too hard. You know, like, it's one of those things where I'm sure, I mean, I've talked to Ryan about stuff too. I mean, it's one of those things where I think it's one of those things where if it works out and it's a good fit, I think it's, I mean, I've been close before too, but it never felt the same because I was closer with franchises that weren't here. And my heart lies here in Vancouver.
And finally, what's going to keep you busy over the holidays and over the course of the next few months and into the new year?
I'm off, man. I'm off for a few weeks. I get to enjoy Christmas and with my kids and my wife and my family. And come January, my wife has a movie out on Netflix right now I think it's called The Marriage App. And so she's doing a bunch of press, and then we go and she does another movie and another show, and I follow her and support her, and then I go to Europe. And I start off in France. Hopefully, in this next few weeks, I will get to watch Argentina win the World Cup and celebrate with my family and watch our Giants win a few more.
And just your thoughts on the Giants season as a whole. They've been very, very competitive in a lot of their games all season long.
Really competitive, and it's a tough time. Not a tough time, but it's definitely a time where, you know, as ownership and management, we have to, you know, there's always that sense of having to really look at who you are and where you want to be and who you want to be. And so there's a lot of tough decisions to be made. But listen, I trust this group with Barkley and Mr. Dick. And I just think I think within that management group, what's always cool is they have a very clear concept of what they want to do and who they want to be. And those decisions aren't always easy, but I implicitly trust that that they're going to make the right decisions for our future and for our present. And I know I probably speak on behalf of the ownership group when I say the same thing.
All right, Michael, thank you very much for doing this. I really, really appreciate it, and enjoy the holiday season.
You're doing a great job, too. So it's a pleasure to have you as part of the family, and thank you for taking the time to talk to me.
That's musician and part owner of the Vancouver Giants, Michael Buble. Thank you for tuning in and listening to this interview. Please check out other interviews on this channel if you want more content. Please like and subscribe. I'm Eddie Gregory.